What is up, my friends? We are back on the Pat Stedman YouTube channel, and today I want to talk about the end of dating apps. Well, if you have heard about the new phenomenon called the Pear Ring, that's their objective. The Pear Ring, just to give you guys an idea, I heard about this just a few weeks ago, and it's this social experiment that they want to blow up internationally. Essentially what it is rather than have people do online dating, what they're gonna have is individuals, I think particularly women, I'm not sure, I assume it's for men and women, but obviously the important thing here is women. And if they want to be approached, they're gonna have on their finger this pear-colored ring. So, right now, if you look on somebody's finger and you see that they have an engagement ring or a wedding ring, you're like, oh, okay, this girl's taken. Now they're gonna have just a very, very simple pear-colored ring on their finger that'll indicate that this girl's single and ready to mingle. And the idea and objective for this company is to ultimately eliminate the need for online dating and to return human-to-human interaction to the dating market. So I really love the intent behind this. Obviously, it's great to see that people are realizing the problems with online dating, issues with how things all get skewed, and the increasing lack of, human-to-human interaction that has happened with dating really just in the last 5 to 10 years. It's pretty crazy how much time has flown since Tinder blew things up back in, I feel like in 2015 is when it really started to take off. But here's the problem with it. Well, first off, I don't know how you can possibly get something like this to scale at a high enough level that it becomes practical. They are going to be trying it in some pilot programs, so they're doing a couple different cities, some cities in Germany, Australia, United States, probably a few other countries. And I can see some sort of thing where, okay, you're going to have this social experiment in Sydney and maybe what they're going to do, I have no idea how they're going to structure this, but I can see if you were to literally mail like 100,000 of these rings out to people with something in it that said, hey, if you're single, wear this out on this weekend, on X weekend, and let's see how it works. I think that you might be able to get some people to try it out as a novelty, and it might be interesting to see, but that's iffy. And beyond that, it's still not something that you can see is going to scale over time. Are people going to really commit to doing it over the long haul? I just don't see how you can make it happen. And actually, the sort of conspiracy brain in me worries almost that something like this could end up being in the future. They would use this as a springboard to legislate it, because this is how you keep everybody safe. No, don't have to ever talk to a stranger, never show sexual intent to a stranger unless they're wearing their pear ring. I could see it getting to that kind of point of control. Like what starts off as a way to re-facilitate human-to-human contact then becomes the only way you're allowed to facilitate any kind of romantic interest. That's some of the first thoughts. But the other reason I don't think it's gonna work is because hot girls aren't gonna do it. Okay, so this is a problem with dating apps in general, is that most hot girls don't go on dating apps, because why would a hot girl go on a dating app? I mean, she's gonna get inundated with options, and she has plenty of options in her own life. Most hot girls have pretty decent status. They've always got guys who are interested. They've always got orbiters. And if they're going to get attention from guys online, why wouldn't they just do an Instagram? Because they'll get far better leads, far better engagement, higher status guys than, if we're being honest here, you're sort of, at best, upper middle class dude. Nothing wrong with being upper middle class, but I think you get what I'm saying here. Really hot girls already don't use most dating apps because it's not giving them any kind of advantage in the dating market. It's just going to overwhelm them. Pretty girls are on dating apps, but these girls then are like the cream of the crop. So what I see happening with this Pear Ring is that even if you can solve for problem number one and get people to engage with it, this is the kind of thing girls don't like to come across as being desperate, okay? They don't want to be perceived as, I want a guy to approach me. Like, women are all about subtlety. So even though there's been this big social programming thing, talk about consent, women are still women. Women still want the guy to make a move without her being obvious about it. Most women still don't like to approach guys. They're still subtle. There's still eye contact across the room, standing in proximity to you, all the sort of standard indicators of interest that we usually talk about here. And so for a girl to put on her finger a ring that says, hey, will a guy approach me? Well, first off, it's going to go right to the girl's ego. She's going to feel desperate. She's not going to want to do it if she's attractive. But second off, if she's a pretty girl, guys already want to go talk to her. So if she puts that ring on, she's going to get swarmed with guys trying to talk to her. And that's going to ruin her night. She's not going to be able to do anything because she's going to have guys constantly going up to her. So what's going to happen with this ring is that you're going to find, mid-looking girls who really want guys to approach them because they don't get approached very often. They don't get attention very often. And it's not going to change the fundamental dynamics that we see on dating apps today. I think that's the issue with, before venture capital blew up, I was working in the very early stages with some people on actually developing an app, because the problem is that none of these companies understand how men and women work. It's just incredible to me, but they don't get how men and women work. And this is exactly what you're going to have happen with the Pear Ring. No hot girl is going to wear that thing because she's going to feel desperate and she doesn't want all that attention. Simple as that. So you already killed the experiment because you can't have any functioning platform so long as you are overwhelming the hot girls. And that's the problem that we have with dating apps today. And I have an idea. I'm not going to tell you it, but I know how to solve this. Anyway, but Pear Ring isn't going to solve it. But there's actually a bigger picture thing here that bothers me about the Pear Ring. Whether or not these two variables can be dealt with, maybe they pay hot girls to wear the Pear Ring. It doesn't fix it. But my problem with this idea is that it's another sanitized way of trying to orchestrate human interaction. So as a man, you are supposed to go and take risks. You're supposed to put yourself out there. You're supposed to go see a pretty girl and you're supposed to step into the ambiguity and the unknown and approach her and attract her and get her number and move things forward with her. That's what you're supposed to do as a man. And as a woman, you're supposed to be pursued. You're supposed to be noticed. You want a guy to sweep you off your feet. And this idea of trying to have some nanny, some sort of, hey, how can we make human interaction more safe? Nothing about sexual tension is safe. Nothing about human sexuality is safe. And it's like, yeah, a man needs to be respectful of a woman's boundaries. Yeah, men shouldn't be, lecherous with women and creepy. Okay, like everybody with a brain agrees with this kind of stuff. But women also need to be able to navigate these environments themselves. They need to have more self-confidence. Like the modern woman has such low self-confidence. If a guy approaches her, so many of them just freak out. And it's honestly, I'm just going to call it what it is. It's pathetic. Like, these are the same women who are talking about feminism and talking about how women need to be stronger and how women are blah, 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 blah. These are the weakest women that we've seen in generations. There's no masculine integrated energy in them that they can go and stand on their own 2 feet out in the world and be able to tell a man no, and be able to get out of a situation. Again, I'm talking in this specific context to women in their own side of the coin. Obviously, men have their own as well. I'm not at all defending guys who have been creepy and over the top and overly aggressive. But the point here is that as a man, you have to be willing to push the boundary of human interaction if you're going to create attraction. And as a woman, you need to be able to put the brakes on the guy. You need to be able to deal with that tension in your own right and have proper boundaries. And that's the real problem here, is that we have a bunch of socially awkward, socially broken people. And we're never going to heal. We're never going to have a healthy dating market by, trying to create all sorts of safety mechanisms. It's not going to work because it still sterilizes the entire thing. Everything is too sterilized. So I don't like, even though I think that their intentions are good with Pear, they're trying to bring back human interaction. The reality is that human interaction's messy. You can't sanitize things like this. And that's where we're at. That's where we're at. I want guys to learn game. I want guys to learn how to talk to women. Learn to read the signals. Learn how to read when a woman is interested, when a woman's open. Learn to read when she isn't. And women learn how to flirt and learn how to put the brakes on interactions. Learn how to let guys down. These are things that people did historically forever. And it's pathetic that you don't know how to do it. No excuse. Stop looking for people to save you. If you're a guy and you're trying to figure out how women work and you're trying to figure out how to attract them, it's a no-brainer to get my masterclass. My masterclass takes you through the whole life cycle of interactions with women, your own psychology, female psychology, game, dating, intimacy. It is a masterclass for a reason. And of course, if you want to go deep into your own personal situation, there's a link in the bio for you to apply to work with me. Anyway, appreciate you guys, and I will see you next time.